Have you ever wondered what the bloodiest day in the Shenandoah Valley during the American Civil War was? Let's dive into the Third Battle of Winchester, also known as the Battle of Opequon. This wasn't just another skirmish. It was the largest and most fiercely contested battle of the Shenandoah Valley. The stakes were high, the tension palpable. This was the day when the Union and Confederate forces clashed in a deadly encounter, changing the course of the Civil War. On the morning of September 19, 1864, the Union forces under General Philip Sheridan launched their attack. Thus began the Third Battle of Winchester, a crucial engagement in the American Civil War. The Union forces, some 39,000 strong, began their assault on the Confederate resistance, led by General Jubal Early, who had fewer soldiers, about 15,000, to hold the line. The Union's initial assault targeted the Confederate left flank, situated at the Berryville Canyon. This narrow passage was of strategic importance, providing a direct route to Winchester, the Confederate stronghold. The Union forces, with their superior numbers, attempted to break through, but the Confederate resistance was fierce and unyielding. Meanwhile, the Opequon Creek, a seemingly insignificant body of water, played a significant role in the unfolding battle. The creek, swollen from recent rains, hindered the Union's progress, buying precious time for the Confederates to reinforce their positions. For a time, it seemed as though the tide was turning in favor of the Confederates. As the morning turned into midday, a lull fell over the battlefield. The initial Union assault had been repelled, and both sides took a moment to regroup and strategize. It was a pause, a breath taken before the plunge. Then in the afternoon, the Union forces, under General Sheridan's command, resumed their attack. This time, the Union assault was relentless. They pounded the Confederate lines with artillery, followed by infantry charges. The Confederate resistance, though gallant, began to falter under the sheer force of the Union attack. The line at the Berryville Canyon finally broke, and the Union forces poured through, pushing the Confederates back towards Winchester. The Confederates fought back with everything they had, but the Union forces were too many and too determined. The Confederate resistance was gradually worn down, and by the end of the day, the Union forces had gained a decisive upper hand. The Battle of Opequon was far from over, but as the sun set on September 19th, it was clear that the tide had turned in favor of the Union. As the day drew to a close, the Union forces had gained a decisive upper hand. With the Confederate forces in retreat, the Third Battle of Winchester came to an end. The aftermath was grim, with casualties heavy on both sides. The Union, under the command of General Philip Sheridan, suffered around 5,000 casualties. The Confederates, led by General Jubal Early, had about 3,600 men fall. This battle, though brutal, had a profound impact on the course of the Civil War. It marked a significant shift in momentum. The Union, once on the back foot, now gained the upper hand, especially in the Shenandoah Valley. The victory at Winchester was a springboard for further Union successes, pushing the Confederates further back into their territory. The Third Battle of Winchester wasn't just another clash between the North and South. It was a turning point, a moment in history that changed the trajectory of a nation at war. Thus, the Third Battle of Winchester, a day of intense fighting and significant casualties, marked a turning point in the American Civil War. So, what makes the Third Battle of Winchester so significant in the annals of American history? This battle, a massive engagement in the Civil War, saw unique strategies unfold and resulted in a staggering number of casualties. Over 30,000 Union soldiers clashed with 15,000 Confederates, leaving 5,000 dead or wounded. Its outcome had a profound impact on the course of the war. Remember, the Third Battle of Winchester was not just about the numbers and strategies, but about the men who fought and died, shaping the future of a nation.